From Las Vegas, Nevada and Indianapolis, Indiana, welcome to Out of the Box with John and Tony. Now here's the host of the show, Tony Scott. Well, look who's back. I'm back. I'm Tony Scott. Welcome to Out of the Box. Oh man, it seems like it's been like, I don't know, a month since we did a show. And it's actually, we're doing it like every other Monday, but it seems like it's been forever. Oh, hey, you noticed Frankenweenie? That's my mascot. Gotta love Frankenweenie up here. I had the Frankenweenie on our last episode, and I forgot I had this guy. And he's just the mascot for today. Today we're talking about time travel. Can we travel through time? John and I got some interesting stuff to talk about with the time travel. I hope all you guys have been having a great last couple of weeks. I know my week's been good. Vegas weather, oh my Lord, 90s. Now, Vegas gets 100 and it can get 120. So like 90s, like it's cool. But yeah, it's getting up there. The air conditioning's on. We got some fans going on. And, of course, we got my little bitty mascots are down here. Frankenweenie's up here. My Jasmine and Scoots is downstairs here walking around. Anyway, as always, I'd like to welcome my co-host from Indianapolis, Indiana, John Allen. How you doing, bud?
Hey, doing good. Doing good out here in Indy. And, yes, I love the mascot. And, yeah, it does seem like 2 weeks is like a month. But, we're here, and it's great. And we're talking about a subject that's dear to my heart, time travel. Man, I wish I could travel back in time. And you know what? We got something special. This is a special day today, folks, because it's my host and my good friend I've known forever, Tony Scott's birthday. So wish him happy birthday. Yay, happy birthday.
Yeah, I turned
Yeah, kudos. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday clapping stuff.
To you.
We need some we need some audio effects for all that stuff. Yeah, big 5-4.
Yeah, but happy
guys.
birthday to you, my friend. Yeah.
Turned 54. My God, I'm a half a century old. Oh,
I was going to tell
Lord.
you were 35 and holding, but you spilled the beans already.
I'm 15. I'm 15.
I remember when we were 15.
I look damn old.
I remember
for
when we were 15. You remember that when we were 15?
No doubt. You remember that stuff?
I do remember that, but
stuff.
yeah, Tony, 90, that's getting hot out in Vegas. We always do like to do the little forecast deal. So real quick, we'll get the time travel forecast in Indianapolis. Rainy and cold, about 50. Although the past weekend was great. It's like up in the 70s. It felt good, man. Got out, did some yard work, stuff like that, So, yeah, it's getting there. But,
no yard work
one of these days it'll actually get warm here in Indianapolis.
It will.
But time travel, so I'll let you kick it off, my friend.
Oh man, time travel, guys. Can you travel through time? I got an idea for for time travel, and of course Rod's gonna kill me because I told him we got to go through all these graphics and make sure we get the right graphics. Hey, hey Rod, show him the movies, the movie ones. Let's go. Hey, there it is. You guys remember back in the 80s, maybe 85 or so. Back to the Future, and one of my favorite movies, and I know it's one of John's favorite movies. They actually talk about the island. He actually went out to the island and saw where they filmed Somewhere in Time with Christopher Reeves. And this is the actual movie that I think you can achieve time travel. Believe it or not, that was in a dream. The next one, go back to the early 60s, 1960 with H.G. Wells and the Time Machine. So those are three of course, there's a bunch of other movies, but on time travel, oh my God, there's Loopers, there's Interstellar, there's some other ones, just a bunch of them. I mean, I'm not sure if you can actually make a time machine and actually go back in there. I mean, can we get through the grandfather paradox to say, not sure, because you can't go back in time and meet your grandfather and kill him, right? And if you kill him, well, you never had your dad, who meant your mom, who had you. And then now, okay, you kill him. You can't do that because then you weren't born. So what is this loop? How do we get around this infant loop of just this can't happen? One of the ways they managed to get away from the grandfather paradox is the parallel universes, multi layered universes. In other words, you're looking at like a Rolodex, not really in a circular fashion, but just say time slots. Okay, just slots of time. So and they're infinite, and you're in each one of those slots. I'm thinking, yeah, hey, that's kind of cool. Can we get back there? Can we actually go back to the dinosaurs? Can we go back to 1920? Can we reverse that and go into the future and see what the future looks like? Now that would be something, because the future, if you look at it from the perspective of right now, tomorrow doesn't exist. Tomorrow only exists when we get there. So if we went into the future, say 5 days, would there be anybody there? I'm thinking, well, I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking that there would be nobody there until everybody showed up. And there was actually a movie that was built on those premises. And of course, dummy me, my mind, I forgot the name of the movie. But it was actually quite a good movie. So I think one of the best things, the best way I think you could travel through time would be through a dream. Like, now you got it. This is kind of course, when you start talking about time travel and stuff, it gets crazy because there's all kinds of angles you got to start looking at. It's not only the grandfather paradox, you got to get rid of that. But in a dream, I'm sure you could achieve that, and then that's where that somewhere in time comes into play. So when Christopher Reeves, I don't know the actual character's name that he portrayed, but he went to his professor.
I think it was Richard Collier.
Collier, yeah. Right. Richard Collier went to I think it was his professor or a professor, and asked him about time travel. And he says, well, theoretically, you could. How to achieve that, you would have to say, you have to mimic the surroundings of the year you wanted to go back to. And which he did. Okay, and so he gets this, and he keeps thinking 19, whatever he was going back to, kept thinking. Finally, he got to the point where he fell asleep, woke up, and guess what? He was back at that time. Now that's not too far-fetched. Now here's try to explain this. I actually did this in a dream, mind you. This was in a dream. And we have to look at the dream part instead of building a time machine, which you may be able to or may not be able to. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. Maybe you could. Maybe you could open up a Stargate, go through it to any, dial in a time and go through it, whatever. We'll talk about that in a few. But in a dream, if you take a lucid dream, which I have had, and I've had multiple lucid dreams in the same night. So what I'm saying is when I went to sleep and I dreamed, I woke up in that dream, and in that dream, I thought it was actual reality. There was no difference between the dream I had and what I'm talking to you and how I'm talking to you right now. There was no difference. It was, oh wow, I can't believe this. And then next thing you know, I woke up. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. How could that be? That was a dream, but that seemed like reality. But get this. Not only that, is many months or maybe years later, I don't know how long it was, I went to sleep, actually went to sleep as if I just was to go lay down and go to sleep. And I dreamed. And in that dream, I went to sleep again and dreamed again. And in that dream, believe it or not, this is kind of fun. I can't remember how many times I did it, but it was 3 or 4 times. In that dream, I went to sleep and dreamed again and thought that was real. And finally, I woke up and I said, "Oh man, that was a dream." No, you're still in a dream, Tony, and woke up again. Oh man, 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 that's kind of crazy. That okay, let's whatever. And then guess what? That wasn't reality. I woke up again to actually where I was. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. We should be able to do that and travel back in time. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. And believe it or not,
Yeah.
I saw that, John, and I actually saw that on YouTube. And one of the things I did in one of my dreams is I tried to interact in the dream. And I kept saying, "Hey, can you see me? I know I'm dreaming, but can you see?" And nobody would ever
Right.
talk to me. And I found that kind of funny. And I watched a YouTube show last night on dreams, on time travel, and the guy says you probably wouldn't be able to communicate or interact. And I'm thinking, well, you're right, because I wasn't able to interact. But if you relate that to somewhere in time, how was he able to interact? So I'm thinking we got to be able to figure that out. So and like I said, the dream thing, the lucid dream thing, it fascinates me to the point where I'm going to sleep every night going, I got to get back to 1920. Take me back to 1912.
Yeah.
I think, was it 1912 when the Titanic sunk?
Yes. April,
Yeah.
matter of fact. This
Well,
month.
take me back, because I want to get on this ship. I want to say, hey, by the way, your captain's about to run into an iceberg.
Yeah, get him out of the bar, right?
Oh,
Get
yeah,
him
no
spitting
doubt.
out the bar.
But
And
I'm
get him paying
thinking,
attention.
I'm all about the lucid dreaming and going through time in a dream.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? And what about talk about that island somewhere in time?
Oh yeah, I could talk about Somewhere in Time. Yeah, I'll start it off. Anyway, I'm fascinated with the movie Somewhere in Time, and believe it or not, we got to see it for the first time in high school, and I'm in high school, right? And I'm thinking, what's this stupid, boring movie? Why is he showing me this? I have no interest in it whatsoever, right? But I watched the movie and I thought, that's pretty cool. Plus, I'm a big fan of our special guest.
Oh yeah, there she is. Ain't that Jane Seymour?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jane Seymour, besides my wife, one of the most beautiful women in the world.
There you go.
And Jane, if you ever watch this program, yes, you're very pretty, and I'm a big fan, Jane. So yeah, the movie was great. But anyway, we watched the movie back in high school, and I thought, oh, what's this? And then after I watched the movie, I was very intrigued with the movie. And if you guys have seen some of our previous shows, especially I talk about the predestination stuff, anybody that knows me knows I like old stuff. So if I were to be able to travel in time, I would want to go backwards, first of all. I want to go to the past. Anyway, the movie, Somewhere in Time, was filmed in Mackinac Island. Let's see, I got some show notes here. Yeah, Mackinac Island. The movie was made in 1980 in October. And the movie budget actually was $4 million budget. It ended up getting $9.7 million at the box office. So a lot of people wanted to see that movie. But it was shot in Mackinac Island. It was shot around the Grand Hotel, which I've been there. It's a fantastic place. So if you've never been to Mackinac Island, I highly recommend going. And when you go, you take a ferry over to the island, and then there's no automobiles on the island. It's strictly horse and buggy. Everything's pulled by horses, moved by horses, and you have bicycles. And it's a really nice place to go. Highly recommend Mackinac Island, where they shot the movie. And they have some great fudge up there too. But anyway, the island is really nice, and the island does take you back in time. The only thing that's motorized up there is the lawnmowers, cutting grass. If you block that out, you feel like you have gone back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, right? But anyway, getting back to the movie, and you're right about Christopher Reeve in the movie. He did self hypnosis, and we went back, and like Tony mentioned, he talked to the professor and says, "Yeah, is it time travel possible?" And they said, "Yeah," and he had to set up the whole room like it was in the period. And I think that was, he had to actually set the environment to get his mind to go back. And if you guys remember the movie, and if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want me to do a spoiler, But at the end of the movie, the reason why he shoots back to the present time where he came from is because he did one thing. He forgot and left a modern coin in his pocket because he had changed his clothes, everything, the room. He had to get the room exactly the way it was in the period of time. And he concentrated and hypnosed himself to get there. And yeah, people say, yeah, it's fantasy. There's no way you could do that. But the power of the mind is something. Tony really tapped onto something there. The power of the mind is incredible. And it's amazing what you can do with your mind. And we haven't tapped in to all of our mind, really. I mean, people only use, I think, like 60% of their brain. There's 40% they don't use. And one interesting thing, too, and I know Tony's going to get to it, is I'm just going to say Einstein was one of the most intelligent people that ever walked the face of the planet. And he said time travel was possible, and I know Tony's got notes on him. But the actual movie itself, Somewhere in Time, is very it's a good movie, first of all. The novel was good. And like Tony said, Christopher Reeve went back with a mind, a dream, whatever you want to call it. And it actually, he had laid there in bed for so long, his character, that he actually died when he tried to get back. When he woke up, he tried to get back, and he couldn't get back, and he couldn't get back. So the conditions had to be right for him to go back. And then when he had the coin and it slammed him back, and it's just a great movie. People got to watch it. It's, to me, time travel is very interesting. There's lots of ways that people say you can travel through time. And there's all kinds of YouTubes about it. The famous one is the and I don't know if you got show notes on that or anyway, but Charlie Chaplin's Time Traveler, the promo shows a woman with a cell phone. Back before, when the phones were like this, people would crank it and talk. It's like, what was she doing with this? And it's actually on film. Got a video of it. But yeah, Somewhere in Time, great show. I love the concept, the whole thing, and I could talk for an hour on Somewhere in Time, but you guys would be bored. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn it back over to Tony.
Oh yeah, Somewhere in Time.
But if you get a chance, anybody, a plug for Mackinac Island, go there. At least check out the island.
Oh yeah.
Check out the movie Somewhere in Time. You will enjoy it. But but last point I got to make with Somewhere in Time is that I do believe, Tony, that I think it's very possible to travel back through the mind, even if it's through a dream.
Yeah. But for sure. I'm all about the dreams. I did look up Albert Einstein. I didn't write too much about him down. I didn't write anything about Albert Einstein because I just don't think, first of all, you need to get going pretty quick, preferably the speed of light or much faster. I think you can go achieve a faster speed than 686,000 miles a second. I think we can go faster than that. You'd have to get going pretty quick and then come back and be back much. You would don't have the math, but you would go out. It would seem like about 9 days and 20 some years later, you come back and the Earth actually ages 20 years. But going through when they talk about the speed of light and stuff like that, and trying to get it using the sun or a black hole to get around that black hole, and the jet back and time is just out of whack. I mean that's all fine and dandy. I mean if we did that and you aged like actually literally aged maybe 9 years, but the planet ages what, 30, 40, 50? I mean, who knows? I mean, there's no telling how many years is going to go. You're going to age. The planet's going to age versus how much you're going to age, traveling at the speed of light. So I don't know. We can't go to the speed of light. We don't have anything that gets going that fast. So I kind of just say, let's kind of can that theory. Let's move into what did Back to the Future. I mean, what could we make something like that? Could we just drive a car to 88 miles an hour? I don't know. And then also the car just disappears. I mean, I don't know.
Jumps a wormhole, another dimension.
Who's going to be the first person to get in this car? Yeah, you need to get going about 120, okay? And you're going to disappear. Well, I'm running out of room, and I hope I disappear at 120. Or I'm coming back and kicking your, for making all this crap up. So that's why I stick to the dream. And the only reason why I stick to the dream, and and John said that he did self-hypnosis, which is basically true. He did. Theoretically, he did. Theoretically, on the opposite side of the coin, he went right into a dream state. And that's how he got back there. And that lucid dreaming, that's what makes that so. When I did the lucid dreaming, right, and I thought that what I was in, the dream that I was in, I thought what was reality as I'm sitting here talking to you guys. That's the key. I'm thinking that's it.
Yeah.
We need to perfect that. And how do you perfect something in your dream is beyond me. I don't know. I'm actually still working on it every night. I'm thinking, man, I gotta try this again. I gotta try this again. Is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Because you have dreams of going to school and you're in a classroom and you're butt naked. Oh crap! But nobody seems to care because they don't. They can't interact with you. Maybe they just don't know you're there. You're there, butt naked, and nobody else. It's man. But
and I think we're going to do a show in the future about dreams and dream states.
Yeah,
but there's a lot to dreams in your mind. Like I said, your mind, man. I mean, it can do so many things that we're just tapping into these days. Really.
Yeah. See, I think one of the things people miss, I think, in time travel, even if you were able to go back in time with a machine, say into the future. You were the one that invented something, but 30 years ago, you didn't invent it. You didn't invent it until 30 years later. So when you take your body here, move into it, and someone says, "Yeah, you invented this." I invented what? I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm from 2018, and you just moved into the year 2070. I didn't invent anything. What are you talking about? But you actually did. So what are you gonna do? Go meet yourself? Because they say if you meet yourself, it's all over with if you touch each other. I don't see that to be true. I don't know. I got to rule that out. But people are missing that because you can't even going back is easy. Forward is another story.
Yeah, they say forward you gotta be like doing light year speed, like speed of light,
right?
4 times. Over 6 times the speed of light to even try to go forward.
That's
what they say. There's so many theories, Tony. I was just going to say, there's so many theories to time travel, and there's been a lot of people that claim that they are time travelers. And I'm going to tell you,
that's one thing that real quick. I know.
Yeah.
You're saying that to Charlie Chaplin, 99. I'm going to say 99.9% of anything on there. On YouTube, that's depicted as somebody being in the picture, because there was somebody in a black and white photo with dark glasses on and a shirt that had printing on it, and they didn't have printing back then on a shirt with a phone or whatever. But that was faked. You can go to Photoshop and fake anything you want to. You can fake video in After Effects. All you gotta do is a bunch of color correction, make everything look good, resize yourself down, put you in perspective with the video. It's a piece of cake. You can do that. So, for me, anytime people put that out there, you're going to have definitive proof. There's no definitive proof of any of that being real anyway. So I rule all that out because I'm looking at them going, nah.
You saw the Charlie Chaplin cut?
No, I didn't. No, I never saw Charlie.
I got a clip of it. You're not going to be able to see it.
No, I won't be able to.
But I'm watching it now on my phone, and this one looks pretty convincing. But you're right though. The technology they got. We talked about that. We talked about that a lot on our shows.
Right.
The technology that they have these days, it's hard to distinguish, especially like with UFO sites and stuff. It's hard to distinguish what's real and what's been faked.
Right.
It's so clever now. But back then it's like you couldn't really fake it as much as you can.
Wait till you go see the time travel that comes back and saves a guy from being hit by a bus in the crosswalk in the cross street.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of
that is, I think, a little bit of
After Effects. It's After Effects, guys. You can get in there and do anything if you're keen on that stuff and wanting the fake stuff. There's my first program is After Effects. Go get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you'd be surprised what you can make and make look real. Sit
yeah.
here with my hands out, and all of a sudden, hey, Tony's got flames on his hands. How's he doing that? And you sit there, you watch programs and computer up. And then all of a sudden, boom, this computer comes up, and you're just tapping, right? You see me tapping, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff starts. How'd you do that? That's real. It's real. I have it at my house. We can't see it now because I don't have it going. But if I recorded myself doing that, I would be able to do that as long as I sync everything up.
Right. And everything is so clever now. The technology is so clever now. Wait, here's a point too. And if you got show notes, let me know, because I don't want to step on the show notes.
No.
Graphics. But anyway, here's the thing. Now this will prove if there's such thing as time travelers. Because I watched a guy the other day that claimed from England. They claimed that he's a time traveler from the future, and he came back. Now he claims, mark it on your calendars, guys. This is next year, March the 19th of 2019. There's going to be. He claims this, not me. I want to get this clear. It's not my claim. It's this guy that claims to be a time traveler that I just saw on YouTube. He claims that March 19th of next year, which would be 2019, that there's going to be a small nuclear exchange between North Korea and us, and they're going to launch one at Hawaii, and then we're going to respond back, and it's going to be basically a million people lose their lives. Now, if that one comes true on March the 19th of 2019, we know this guy's legit this time, or else he's psychic or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, just a show note. You heard it here first on Out of the Box. If this guy's right, then there's something to it. And there's another story too that I read and seen on YouTube as well. Yeah, this guy that got hit by a car in the 1950s, I believe, and he had the garb on and dressed everything from 1865 during the Civil War. He even had the coins and everything. And he was lost. He was kind of lost. He's walking across the street, and he got hit by a car. And they pulled out his wallet, and he was dressed in the period of the 1860s, and his coins and everything in the card and everything, his ID and everything's all from 1860. And this happened in 1950. Wow. Now, either this guy was like loopy and just had all that stuff on him, or there was something to it.
Well, you can get that stuff.
You can get the stuff, but it's just, we bring it up for the show because it's just, I bring it up because it's just, it's really interesting. Like Tony says, are they faking it on video? You can, like Tony pointed out, you can fake this stuff now. But my question is all of it fake? Is there some legit to it? And another movie we forgot, and I just thought of it. Planet of the Apes was actually like a time travel because they went to the future. They came to the future, and the planet was ruled by apes, and
That's what I'm saying. There has to be a multi-leveled universe in order to get to the future, because you could have us. You can't have me 10,000. You can't have me 100 years from now. I'd be 150 years old. I don't see how it works. The multi-leveled universe, I get it, but how far are you going to go in time? I mean, could you take me as being 54 and go to 50 years in the future? I'm not going to be there as time would go on from now, because I'm probably going to be long dead. But could I go see what it looks like when it hasn't happened yet?
I think, Tony, if there's such a thing as the parallel, like you said, the parallel universes.
Right.
Like there's several Earths, there's several Earths, and it's all parallel, and you're able to jump, travel somehow, whatever means got. You could jump to the next Earth, so to speak, in the other parallel, and then see the future.
Right.
I think that's the only way that really we'd be able to do it. And I think that's what Einstein was kind of believing. He was the theory of relativity. So I don't know. Interesting stuff, though, isn't it?
It is. I mean, it is. I mean, I don't see. Like I said, it just looks like a bunch of. I'm trying to explain it better, like microscope slides, right? Glass slides. Now just picture 5,000 of those in a straight line, and all of those are different times. Or just picture infinite. and you just want to go to a thousandth one down, and that's the year 2080, and then further down, and you're able to do that and see what the world looks like at that time. Because that wipes out the grandfather paradox, because he's not even in the past. They're all there in the past, because you can't even change the past. Even if you wanted to, the past would exist back then. If you did something, then that path takes off. And then that's what that time, if you did something to change something, whatever you changed moved over a railroad track and continues that path. You never changed anything. This is what the time looks like if you did change it. You can't come back to say, okay, what did I do? Well, you didn't do anything, because this time, the 2018 is still running. Whatever is going to happen tomorrow is going to happen. I mean, as a matter of fact, we talked about the guy that the March 19th of next year. Well, didn't North Korea just sign something together to come to some certain agreement on their nuclear war capabilities?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, that's what's weird. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was actually thinking that. What's really weird is, like, yeah, Trump's supposed to talk to Kim Jong-un, or whatever his name is, Rocket Man, about them getting rid of their nukes and stuff. So if that happens, they get rid of their nukes and stuff. So theoretically, that's not going to happen.
Right. Exactly.
But what if something backfires? But on the flip side of it, I thought about this too. Well, on the flip side of it, this whole talks and stuff, it goes wrong, and it actually causes it to escalate more. And what if it does happen?
What if it does?
But the funny thing is, we'll find out March 19th.
Wow.
More than likely, and I pray to God that March 19th comes and goes next year.
Mark that stuff on the calendar.
And nothing happens. Well, you always get the doomsday prediction people that claim that they see the future and they've traveled through time, and they say, yeah, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, and it never does. Time travel is interesting, though, because I think the possibility of being able to travel in time can happen. Do I think we're there now? No. No. Technology-wise, no.
I'm with you.
I don't think there's any government. I mean, because you hear all the time on YouTube and all this about how, well, the government's got a special time travel machine that they use, and they're sending people in the future to, to set up what's going on. I heard one too about this guy was set up. Might even be the same guy predicting the March 19th thing. Said that the government set this guy up to cause 9/11 to happen to avoid a third world war altogether. That's conspiracy, time travel conspiracy. But I don't know if that's I just really don't think that's who knows? Really, right? Who knows?
No, I think one of the biggest questions is okay, say, the time machine does work, and we got it. All right, who's game? Raise your hands out there in YouTube land. Yeah. Who's game
I would like to travel with it.
Because I'm getting in. I'm getting in, and dial it as far as you can go. Just dial it.
My question to you, Tony, would you rather go future or would you rather go past?
I know, that's crazy, isn't it? Future or
which
past?
Which one? If they said, okay, Tony, jump in the time machine,
man,
you can go to the future, as far out as future as you want, or you can go back in the past as far as you want. Which one? But you can only choose one.
I know, you can only
choose
one.
Which one would you choose?
That's tough. That's tough. Well, see, if you went back in the past, you already know what happened in the past. So say, okay, the guy's going, okay, you want to go to year 3000? I don't know. What if I step in and I jump out and the place is on fire? I got to be able to see what's there. I mean, what if you could see the future and say, you want to go here, and everybody's flying around, there's no more cars, there's no whatever. Or you want to go back to 1950 and the drive-ins and the diners or whatever, and the 50s classic cars, and everybody's cruising around listening to Wolfman Jack, and I don't know. I mean, it's 1912 and you're on the Titanic. Well, I don't want to be on the Titanic. I'd be kicking someone's ass upstairs saying, don't go that way, because that's where the iceberg is, you idiot.
Right.
Steer a little bit this way. But I don't know. I mean, it'd be kind of, I don't know. I can't say past or future?
Well, I'm thinking I'd like to go to the
Both.
past just to see it. If
I
I
would
only had
probably,
one choice,
yeah,
I'd probably say past because I think the future, man, I'd run into, gosh, the way this world's going, Tony.
it's
This is
crazy.
John Allen being funny here, guys.
It's crazy.
Um, the way the world's going today, if I was to go in the future, if we didn't blow ourselves up, men could only have access to robotic women.
Oh, robotic
This is
women.
me this is me
Yeah.
going way out of the box. All right.
AIs.
Okay, yeah. So men could only allowed to have relationships with robotic women because I think all the human women would be going the other way because it seems like it's going that way. And I just think like you said, the transportation would be something like obviously out the, for, out of this world kind of thing. So I think we'd all like you teleport places. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if I just don't think I would personally like the future. I mean, it'd be interesting to see it, but
could be.
might be kind of scary too.
I mean,
But
just like
I
you
tell you what,
can't.
I tell you what, though, I'd like to go back. I'd like to go back to. I'd like to go back in time, and I wouldn't want to see the Civil War or anything, but I would like to go back to, say, around the, around the 1900s,
I
late
would.
1800s.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where I'd like to go. Somewhere in time, around that time span. For
yeah.
Christopher.
Because you go back any further, you're going back to like the 1700s. I mean, these Vikings are nothing but.
Yeah, it's tough.
There's talk about war. You
Yeah.
think you see crap on TV today? Well, just go watch some of your Viking movies and watch some of the violence. These
Oh
guys
yeah,
are even the Romans. Those idiot nutcases
yeah,
are.
yeah. The days
Holy
of Christ.
smokes!
Yeah, the
Oh
days of
yeah,
Christ.
no doubt. Oh my
You get
gosh.
crucified on the cross. I mean, yeah, it was rough back then.
30s or
You know,
40s
because
is good for me. 20s maybe. You know, early
40s is.
1900s to check out the cars and go. Oh man, you
Mhm.
guys are look check. Hey, check this stuff out. Hey, check this phone out.
Uh,
It doesn't work, but I'm from the future, and they're
yeah.
it's something that if you went back in time, and it's some, of course, you have to look at. This is a good thing where the multi-leveled universes come into play. If you went back in time and changed something, you changed everybody's present
Yeah.
and future all at the same time in one click. You just changed everybody's
Yeah.
without them knowing it. So, in order for time travel, and here's something good to keep in mind. If somebody went back in time and then just did something to change my future and current present, something drastic would happen any moment now. Throughout your entire every second of the day, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If something drastically changes, then you know somebody went back in time and changed something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would have to change extreme to the extremes. Like you blink an eye and you wake up and you're not even there. No, you're somewhere else. That's scary.
Right.
What if you just closed your eyes and opened your eyes and you were on a boat? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What am I doing on
Yeah.
a boat?
You don't
Hey, I
know
was
where you're at. All of a sudden, you wake up and like you said, okay, I'm gonna set my machine back. Like you said, I'm gonna go back to the Viking days, and
kind
then
of
all of a
like
sudden you appear right in the middle of a huge battle.
like the
Whoa.
lucid dreaming. Just kind of like
Yeah.
the lucid
Yeah.
dreaming. You thought it was real, you woke up again. Could
Yeah.
that be part of the time thing?
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know. I mean, but like I said, if we're
Right.
gonna do it, and there's like I said, there's plenty of videos and there's plenty of math, there's plenty of stuff on there, calculations and this and that, and I'm not into the calculation stuff. I'm just saying build something. How are you going to achieve it? If it's the speed of light, well then okay, get something that goes the speed of light, head off to the planet for however long you got to head out, turn around, come back, and find out what year it is. Okay, that's number one. Do that. Can we build a Stargate? Well, Hitler apparently was building a Stargate, and apparently
Yeah.
there's some videos out there that he has. There's proof that he does have a Stargate. Well, fat chance of Hitler having a Stargate, because if he did, something would be changing drastically now anyway. So, you watch the movie Stargate. That'd be kind of cool just to jump through and you're there and jump back through,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other movies, Time Bandits, Time something, Time Capsule. There's some other crap movies out there about time travel. I mean, it's if you could achieve it, you know, I don't know. Would it be? Is it a good thing? Is it a good thing to be able to travel through time? Is it good or bad? I mean, somebody's got to make. There has to be somebody to make the ultimate decision, saying, "I'm going back to change this."
Right.
So I don't.
I think it'd be a neat thing. It would definitely be a cool thing to travel around.
Right.
But the American Indians, I think especially I think it was the Hopi Indians, believed in a port, that you could go through to travel from one star to the other. Now, a lot of people think that, that's possible, that you go through a port and, you're in another star system, travel instantly. And then some people are relating that to time travel, that you could time travel through a port and in a wormhole. And like Tony says, we're not into the details on all these subjects. You guys, there's plenty of other videos you guys can watch. We just kind of bring it to light and talk about it just as an interesting subject. But yeah, I mean, but the thing is, okay, if you could travel through time, what methods, if it's possible, first of all, if it's possible, if it is possible, what methods do you use? Do you use a physical machine, technology, to travel?
Right.
Do you do, like you said, use your mind to travel somewhere else?
Right.
Do you use like a supernatural thing like a portal? Look at this rock as a portal. You trust me, walk through it, and you're gonna go. Okay, I mean that's supernatural-ish.
Right.
Is that a word? Is that actually a word, Tony? Supernatural-ish?
What's that bang?
I don't know.
Oh,
That's me.
Oh yeah.
That's me tapping the pad. Yeah, don't worry. There's nothing getting ready to blow up. Or
yeah, right.
There's no clock.
Everybody out there in YouTube land may go, what in the hell is all that banging?
That's just Johnny Allen making.
Try not to bang on anything. So.
But what's funny though, Tony, is that if it and like I said, comment below and give us your opinions.
All right.
What if you could time travel? What's the methods? What could you use? There's so many theories out there.
Right.
Which one? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like I said, even if you can, you're able to bend time. Okay, we talk about wormholes, and it's going through a door, a time-way door. So you bend time. 100 years out, right? 100 years from 2018, you bend that back. You step through and let it bend back, and then you're there 100 years into the future. How do you get that piece of, it's like bending a piece of paper. It's easy to reach across the 11 and a half by whatever, an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, right, and taking one end and bending it over. It's easy to do that, right? Okay, but now think about it time and space-wise. What are you going to do? Get in a shuttle and say, okay, hey, I just get me up there in space and we're going to bend the time. I'm going to bend time back. But what are you bending time back with? We don't have anything to bend time back with. If you can perfect, and please, anybody out there that's had lucid dreaming, and we'll have lucid dreaming as a future topic here on the Out of the Box show, on Out of the Box. If you've had that type of dream, let us know, because we want to know. We definitely want to know, because we want to get a hold of some people that do lucid dream studies and say, what exactly is this? Why did I dream last night, and in that dream it was like I'm talking to you guys, but all of a sudden I woke up and I was sleeping. That's where the key is. That is the key. Let's put aside the making a Stargate, bending space and time, because we know you can bend space and time, but who knows? Good luck on that, because I'm not doing it unless I go into a dream and do it. Whatever. And then the 1985 DeLorean, right? We're going at 88 miles an hour and 1.2 gigawatts of whatever, and cross this thing and zoom, there you go. You're in another time. Well, good luck. Let's set those two things aside. The H.G. Wells time machine, where he's dialing these numbers, You just can't dial in 1860 and then let the time machine go back to 1860. How does that machine know what 1860 is in the first place? Well, it wouldn't. And how far into space are you going to grab? Because if you look at it this way, you look at something, this is a circular table. I know you can't see the table. But if you reach out into the future, well, okay, that's fine. Okay, but you can't reach back into the past, because if you turn around on the other side here, on the other side of the table, you're reaching into the future again. You're always reaching into the future, never back into the past. Like, that kind of sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So how do you go back into the past? Who's going to pull that up to you and let you through, and then pull back and go back? I don't know. It's dreams. It's through the dreams. It's through the dreams, folks, and old Frankie Weenie. Yeah, it's through the dreams, Tony. I know Frankie Weenie. So yeah, I'm looking at it in a dream wise, because like I said, you can't go into the future and somebody say, yeah, John, hey, good job on that cure. And you're going to go, what cure? What do you mean? You just invented it. How did you invent this? Well, what did I invent? Well, we need the note. We need all your notes. Well, what notes? All the formula, and you're looking at, and then some guy comes, oh, hey, John, hey, we got your back here. Come on, check this out. And he leads you into this room, right? And a chalkboard full of gibberish to you. There you go. There's your notes. We need you to go ahead and remake that. And you're going to go, yeah, it's going to take some time.
So you think if somebody went in the future and then came back, their memory is lost of what they did in the future?
You wouldn't know anyway, because you created it, but you didn't create it until 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years from now.
Oh, yeah. So if you go back, it hasn't been done yet.
You can't jump into the future, because you never know how to, and you've already done it because the future's there. The parallel universe or time is there. But when you go into that and go, I created it, but I have no effing clue what this crap means. So you're going to have to give me, guess what? It took me, you went into the future 50 years. So when you go into that future, whatever time that is, it's going to take you 50 years to figure all that out.
Right.
So time travel into the future, you gotta question that, because that's going to come across. You're going to come across something like that.
When they come back from the future, like you said, are they going to be able to remember that parallel universe? I tell you, these subjects, the subjects that we talk about are out of the box.
Well, they're out of the box.
Or just they're out of the box, guys. I mean, it's just the way it is. Real quick though, on you were talking about you're going more for the dream state and the mind being able to travel.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of interesting. Stephen Hawking just passed away not too long ago. A lot of people, but he actually wrote an article in Daily Mail in April 2010 on how to build a time machine. It's just something for you guys to think about.
Yeah, there's somebody.
He talked about how to build a time machine, but I'm with you on the time machine. Though it's like not the H.G. Wells thing where you just dial it in and say, okay, 1865, let's go back there, Civil War. I don't think it would. I don't think it would work that way if you invent a machine. I don't think it would work that way. It's got to go through wormholes and bend space and time, just like what you talked about. It's got to be able to. The machine would have to be able to do that. And gosh, I just don't think they're there yet.
Well, how are you going to know that you're going to be safe and on a piece of land? What if you time machined into the middle of the freaking ocean? Or your calculations are off and you're at the bottom of the ocean, 5 miles, just like that, in a snap, and you're going, you're dead. You can't get to the surface.
Hey, Tony, here's the thought. You're a fan of Star Trek, right?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
What do you think about this? I know it's getting away a little bit from time travel, but it's kind of relative. What do you think about the energizing? The beaming aboard and beaming. Are they going to be able to take our body apart, molecules apart, and put them back together? Are they going to be able to do that? And are they going to be able to transport you to, say, the future or backwards?
Do
you think that's ever going to happen in the future?
I'm going to have to get a Ouija board and get a hold of Gene Roddenberry. And I'm not going to do a Ouija board.
Stay away from them Ouija boards.
But you'd have to, Gene Roddenberry he was not kidding. You know, the communicators. Well, that's your cell phone. They never had cell phones. Although I'm a firm believer that the technology back in the 50s, you could have had a cell phone back there. It exists. The technology exists now to whatever is in the future, 100 years from now, you could have made today. We'll just have to wait and see what's in the future 100 years from now, and then you could have made that today. As far as the demolecule, because we're all made of molecules anyway. So we just have to figure out how to reverse that, and then reverse it again so you come back to full life. I don't know how that's going to work. But
oh my gosh, that would be. Now, to me, that's some futuristic time travel stuff there.
It's crazy.
Have you ever seen anybody like beam aboard in front of you? You know they're from the future.
If it ever happens.
Well, you know what? You know, it's kind of funny. You were talking about the Chaplin thing. You know, I'm kind of watching it again on YouTube. You know,
that was actually Rod just actually we meant to mention that. We haven't got around that. We're 10 minutes before the end of the time. Don't forget, guys, real quick before we go anymore, coming soon are these this particular mug and the shirt we're going to be selling. And you can buy these at outofthebox.vegas. Coming soon, we're working on the I just got all the artwork done, and we're working on a price, and they're going to be on our storefront, outofthebox.vegas. Make sure you get there. Coming soon. We should be ordering the shirts in the next few weeks. And the mugs, it's a little, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's a little pricey for the mugs, but we're going to see what John and I can come up with to get you this merchandise. So check out outofthebox.vegas. Get there. You can see our past shows that we're doing on YouTube. We have a schedule on there where you can check out our schedule of upcoming shows, and that's actually on our YouTube channel as well. Of course, there's the About section, and we'll incorporate some other stuff, and we'll try to get some real good merchandise out for you. We plan on doing these two particular products, and then we're going to be doing, I'd like to get some decent pins for you guys, to write with, and maybe some ball caps, and I know John wanting to do some beanies. So we're going to get around and doing all that for you guys. So outofthebox.vegas. John?
Yeah, that's good. Hey, you know what? And that way I can use the out-of-the-box pin and make the funky noises on the show.
Oh, yeah. You probably won't be able to. Actually, I can hear that, in my.
Oh, you can hear it, yeah. But this microphone.
Who knows? Who knows if the audience can hear it? I mean, if
I'm just going to plug. Hey, Tony, I'm just going to plug the microphone right. I'm using it real quick. Rhodes podcaster dudes and gals. I always say dudes, but guys and gals. Hey, if you want home recording or podcasting, go get your Rhodes. This thing's only $300. It's a good mic. Hey, one thing real quick. I know we're getting ready to wrap this thing up pretty soon. You were talking about the Charlie Chaplin thing, the time traveler, the circus. It was a circus movie. And the woman with the cell phone. It's funny that you said that. You know what? Maybe she had the technology back then and just didn't share with nobody else because you said they had the technology. Maybe she had the technology.
Right.
Maybe, and she just didn't share it with nobody because you said, hey, you might be right. They had the technology. She just said Jesus just kept it to herself.
Right.
I know I'm just being kind of funny, but you never know. That's why we're out of the box. We never know.
No, we're getting crazy. We're going to be getting crazier. Oh, take it, guys. We're starting a news show. I mean, not really a news show, but I like to extend my deepest sympathies to Art Bell's family. He passed away. I'm a big fan of Art Bell. He's Coast to Coast AM radio. He started out as Coast AM in the early 50s and 60s. He actually died in his home in Pahrump. We're sadly missed Art. I was going to give you a call. I wanted to be on Coast to Coast to talk about some UFO stuff. And I'd like to get George Norrie, if you're out there, I'm going to be giving you an email. And I'd like to come to Pahrump, and I'd like to be on Coast to Coast. I got some interesting stuff about UFOs to talk to you about. Art, God rest in peace. God rest. I hope you're good. You're safe and everything. But we're going to do a show called, I want to title it After Hours, because basically it's going to be after hours. I tagline, not sure. Maybe you guys can help us out. If you can think of something, give me an email. Just write it in the comment, whatever. We could do out of the box in the desert. I've always wanted to do my own research, UFO research and study and stuff. So something in the after hours research team, UFO Society, UFO something, whatever. John and I are going to be doing that, and it's going to be at night. I'm going to have the ambiance. It's going to be nicely dimly lit, and we're just going to talk about UFOs and aliens.
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of our tribute and to Art Bell. I mean, obviously, Coast to Coast is going. It's going strong. We love George Norrie. He's a great replacement. But yeah, I'm glad you said that. Glad you mentioned that with Art Bell. Yeah, I listened to it many nights in the campground late at night. And I tell you what, there's nothing better than listening to Coast AM with him when you're camping at night in the wilderness.
I know, right.
Me as well, Tony. Huge fan of Art's, and yeah, he's definitely going to be missed. And yeah, when we do our after hours show, we're going to kind of try to carry on a little bit of that tradition, I think.
Yeah, I think we should. So by all means. You guys look for that show. It's going to be on our YouTube channel as well, the Out of the Box YouTube channel. We're gonna spin off and see how much attention we can attract with the UFO phenomena, because I got some interesting stuff to talk about. I got all kinds of stuff, and apparently this show we're doing now is topic wise, so we'd have to revisit the UFO stuff and get in there and start talking more about Travis and all that, and the Rendlesham Forest and all the other stuff, and what was that other guy's name? Kenneth Arnold, 1947. Kecksburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Tony? Phoenix I think Lights. Too we're talking. Yeah, and I think we're going to talk about the current stuff going on, because right now there's a lot of UFO sightings happening now. I mean, there was just a few over in Vegas, just like within the last couple of months.
Right.
It's a UFO hotbed right now. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Yeah, Tony and I are going to dive into it.
We're going to dive on that. We're going to get right into doing that stuff. So, but the time travel. We appreciate you guys watching. Tuning in and listening to us gibberish. It's not gibberish, but time travel. Time travel is something that time travel's been around for centuries, folks. We've been talking about it for centuries, and it's just the ability to get there, and to be able to achieve that. I mean, would you do it? Would you not do it? Could you do it? Even if you were to be able to get there, how are you getting back? And the dream-wise, when I say you doing a dream, I'm thinking maybe that's a safety net, because you already fell asleep, and if you're in a dream, well, then we need to be able to perfect acting inside that, be able to conduct business as usual inside that dream, be able to communicate, talk with each other in that route. And then once you wake up, of course, that's over with. So I think you can live a lifetime in a dream. That's just me. I know that sounds crazy. Could you live 100 years in a dream? I think you can. And then just wake up, and then all of a sudden you would just fell asleep for 8 hours.
Yeah.
But there's no difference. There's no difference in aging. There's no difference between aging 8 years, going out, coming back, going out 4, coming back 4, and that's 8. But the world ages 50. I don't know what the math is, but there's no difference in that. So,
well, it's very interesting. Like you talk about, the dream state is very powerful, and I just think that the time traveling, like Somewhere in Time, I'll plug the movies real quick. Somewhere in Time, Back to the Future. I highly recommend Somewhere in Time, though, before we cut the show today. It's a great movie. And it had a cult following. It started off, they thought it was going to be a bomb. Right. Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour, and God rest Christopher Reeve's soul. He's a great actor.
Sure.
But they thought that movie was going to be a bomb, and it's a cult, actually like a cult classic. And I think it's saved Mackinac Island from bankruptcy. Keeps that island going up there.
Sure does.
Get a chance to go up there too. But yeah, I love discussing the time travel. And it's so deep, and you guys, there's plenty of resources out there if you want to check it out further. Tony and I just like to bring it up and give our opinions about it. So, yeah. So what do we got next show, Tone?
All right, here we go. We're going to end it. Hey, we're out of time, guys. Appreciate you joining us here on Out of the Box. Next episode, the future of transportation. I'm kind of like, that's going to be good. Where is transportation taking us into the future? Be sure to join us for that show. And for John Allen, I'm Tony Scott. We'll see you next episode.